Okay, so hang on. Let's set a timer for 5 minutes. There you go. Man, I love being able to talk to a watch. That's nice. All right, so in the last video, I covered how to start one of my boards, and I did have to say this isn't for everyone because most people are working with an uncut that has a flat, then a fold, then a flat at the kick. A folded kick usually has a very high rate of kick, and you can't put the truck at the fulcrum of the truck. You can't put the axle of the truck at the kick. You have to put it inside the kick, because if you put it at the kick, that quick rise is going to give you a really high tail. I don't know what to tell you. I began making boards with a belief that we needed better tail pocketing and stuff like that, and I had experienced some experimentals. I know Anti-Hero had put some rounded kicks on the noses of their boards. Watson, I bet everyone's got these molds hanging around, but what I had heard from people who made skateboards in large quantity is molds with kicks like these rounded vectored kicks, they're very unpopular among the factories, and this is just what I heard. In fact, this is just my understanding of what I heard. The person who said something like this to me might deny it entirely, and they have every right to. They could trash me. Lord knows they have, and I'm starting to be okay with it. You know, here's the thing. This is how I do it, and I think you're going to like it. I think you can apply what you're learning from me to the kind of concaves where you have to put fingers down to figure out how high you want your final tail to be. Powell runs a flat, fold, flat concave, and they pocket the board at the tail far inside the actual kick line. They're far inside. You can take a Powell board and you can find your rear trucks are like really far inside. It doesn't kick for like 2 inches behind that. I know the Ride Channel did a big thing on how many fingers there are before the fold, but on a concave like mine, it's not folded, and nor is it spooned. I already did a video like 2 videos back on that, but we're at 2:30, and I want to talk about centering the board. And you got your tail done, and you're going to move toward the nose. I always have my nose on the left, tail on the right. I run my whole workshop with the tail on the right, nose on the left, the whole way through. Anytime I rack a board, anytime I do anything with a board, it's always nose on the left and tail on the right. And I always work the make from the nose forward. So my templates are always measured so that I get the proper tail, and then the wheelbase runs forward. And any wiggle room I do, I work from the tail forward. So I'm gonna make adjustments as I move that way, and never go backward. Adjusting things back there. That's just a road to sorrow. So I set it down, and I know my mold is pretty darn centered, and I can tell. But what I do is I think of all the times I've ridden skateboards since 1985, and I've looked at them obsessively and absorbed this. I love skateboards. And I look down at them, and I just do this. And I ask myself, when I say, does it look right? And I say, yeah, it looks right. And that's my technique. And so far, so good. Now and then, I'm off, and I back what I make. There are degrees to which I will never hit perfect symmetry, but I am in good company as I've gone and seen imperfect symmetry across the industry, even in the factory CNC stuff. So I sight it in, and then I take the next piece of high-tech equipment. I'm going to go ahead and mark the center points on it as I go, and I do one side, and I go kind of light. And then I mark the center point because I've got them marked on my plastic sheet here. Get some plastic. Find some. I don't know. I'm not going to sell you this stuff. I'll gouge you. Then I go the other side. Now, I've worked hard to make my template right, and I should work hard to teach you guys how to make good templates too. But a template is not a matter of brain surgery either. That's it. I just did it. I just put the shape on there, and that's done. And then this goes back in my template stack. Got like 50 of them here. And that's it. There's a knucklehead on paper. So it took me 3 5-minute videos to get this far, and I think it's about to go. let's see. It didn't go yet. So when I look at it, everything looks like it's going to cut well, and then I'll head over to the, there it is. And I'll head over to the thing that cuts them. It's called a bandsaw. I use a bandsaw. Maybe I should tell you about that too. And tell you about Matt Chirac, who does a really good bandsaw maintenance video. And I think I look good here. I think I'm gonna like it. All right, so here it is. For what it's worth. Thanks, guys.